Hi, everybody. Good evening. Star and Flurry coming at you. God, is it snowing outside? I swear I just saw snowflakes. How exciting. Anyways, I'm here to do a mini haul and a little bit of a rant. One about product quality. And if you have comments on this, I don't care whether you comment or not, but I really would like to know others' opinions about this because after today, I realize I'm getting way too worked up about it, and maybe I just need to chill the frick out. Um, so, okay, and my first rant is that I haven't. This is a kind of a boho style hoodie that I haven't had on in forever. So I pulled it out and I was like, oh, I just forgot how much I love this, and I threw it on, and I'm like, I swear to God, this had pockets. I don't know, what's going on. There's no pockets. And then I was like, oh, I got it on inside out. This is what happens when you get older. You start putting crap on, and you're like, why? Like, first of all, why is it so hard to put on? This didn't used to be that hard. And then you do things like that, which fortunately I caught before I walked out of the house because, oh my God, that would have been embarrassing. None of us are immune to that. So after the day I've had, I am having a little glass of wine, although I hadn't had a sip yet. So you're not experiencing drunk Nancy, and I don't think you will, because I don't think I'm feeling long enough to do that. But I am going to have a little sip. Trigger warning for anybody who's not happy about alcohol, but cheers. Oh, I needed that. So I'll do my mini haul first. So I picked up the pocket edition of the Tarot of the Wild, Tarot Animal. Okay, I was totally influenced by Simon and Sandra at the Hermit's Cave, who did a double walkthrough of the pocket and the regular size. It's adorable, and I love it. I wish I'd left it in order because one of my favorite cards is the Fool, which is no longer at the front here. But it's just stinking adorable, is the only thing I can say about this deck. I mean, it's just got a wild tower card. Let me show a little bit. I got to show a little bit of this. So that's a tower card. Oh my gosh. Crazy stuff. I'll show a few cards because they're just really... So that's the Wheel of Fortune. And I will say that the only kind of semi-distracting thing on this... It's really cute. Who's this? Seven of Swords. Reminds you a little bit of the Trash Panda. I forgot to check if I have cinnamon roll in my mouth. And make sure my fingernails are somewhat clean, which I think they are. But yeah, I mean, just a really, and very colorful. Not all of the cards are not this vibrant. What is this? Is this the Three of Cups? But it's really an adorable deck, and I love it. Shoot, where is that guy? Well, first of all, the Sun card. Yes, please. Not that I hate the baby, but I don't like the baby. You know, I don't hate him. Just don't like him. Kind of like I was saying in one other one that the thing I hate, I do judge tarot decks by their chariot cards, because if they have reins, no. And the other card that bugs me is and you don't, I beg for this, and it doesn't happen very often, but I swear to God, in the RWS, the Hierophant card, and then you go to the Ten of Swords, same guy in the Ten of Swords. Robe, fingers, the whole 9 yards, same guy. And I would love to find a tarot deck that holds on to that, where the Hierophant, Pope, the order guy, the rules guy, blah, 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 is killed off in the Ten of Swords. I appreciate that. So, I don't see many cards. I don't think I've seen any other deck that has that, but... anyways, I'm still looking for the Fool, which is just the Adorbs card in this. Oh, and they have a Six of Wands. They have a big gorilla. Oh my gosh, so cute. Fool, here he is. The little mousey. Fool on the hill. Love him. Anyways, this is just an adorable deck. I love it. Kind of scary stuff where it should be, and fun stuff where it should be too. These are the backs, very pretty. And I was so enchanted with the pocket version, and I usually go with pocket versions because of my small hands. But I was so enchanted with that version that I went ahead and bought the big version, and the big version came with a book. I don't think I had to buy this separately, but it's just a freaking awesome guidebook. This is a deck that they're called collaborative decks, where it's different artists for each card, and I would say that's the one little distraction on these cards is, I mean, I appreciate that they name the artist, but it is kind of not part of the artwork, so that's kind of weird. I mean, it's their artwork, so I get that. But anyways, so it's just, oh, here, let me show you what I mean. I think you may have seen it already, but just, so here's the card, and then there's the card title, and I don't think I can get close enough for you to see card title, and then just under it is the name of the artist, which I think is good. Give the artist their due, but I don't know, it's a little distracting. It's right up there. It's not as bad, but it's right up there, close to the freaking U.S. game stamp on the back side of their cards, or the side of the face of the card. Oh my God, stop that, U.S. games! Come on. Anyways, this comes with a beautiful guidebook. The only downside of this deck, and I did write the creators of it because this is really a yuck thing, is that they put these little stickers on here, inventory stickers or whatever they are. And I wrote them and said, outside of everything else that makes this deck great and wonderful, that's a real turnoff. And there was a sticker on the back of this book, which just, and you go to like Barnes & Noble and they have those stickers and they peel right off. Not these. I didn't even attempt the one on the sleeves because no. But I figured the guidebook has kind of a shiny, shiny cover. I don't know if you can see it. So I thought that it should come off, but no. So, and I ended up having to, it is snowing heavily outside. It's like a snow shower. Fun. So I got it off all that I could and then had to use Goo Gone to get the rest of it off. So unfortunately, it didn't ruin the book, but stuff like that just. So anyways, I did write the creator, and they did write back almost immediately and said, look, here's the deal, and kind of gave me the story of why they had to go with a company to do the shipment of these first round of decks. The author or someone had a baby, and they just had other life things they had to attend to. I get that completely. And so they had to utilize a third party to take care of the shipping, and they want to handle everything properly, and so they just stuck these stickers on, and she assured me that on the next printing they would incorporate that piece of information into the actual packaging. And I found, much like it is for instance, on this box, where that's there. It's not pretty, but at least it's not a frickin' sticker that I have to deal with. So anyways, so that's number one. Number two is, and I show these off all the time, and I always forget the name of the person who makes them. First of all, I'm a huge Peggy Bag fan. Don't come after me for that. I have a million of them. But I have discovered the Prairie Moon Studio on Etsy does the most adorable little covers. And I have one on my Radiant Wilds I showed off. It's very cool. It has a longer thing, so it can wrap around and tie it up the front. It does have some kind of batting or something inside of it, so it's not thin. It's not just a thin piece of fabric. It's hardy. I don't know if you can see that, but I guess you can, yeah. So it's actually got some girth to it. So protective features. And look at how great it goes with this deck. Oh my God. So I love her stuff, and it's these bags are so sturdy. I just love them. Some of the bags, not Peggy bags, but some other bags just don't feel like they have much, they're just kind of a thin piece of fabric, and it doesn't feel very protective. These, on the other hand, feel very protective. And what I love about them is she has the one that I just showed you is the tarot size. They fit perfect. And then she also has these littler ones for more pocket decks. And she has them in such cool colors. So it's, she sent me a cleansing mantra. to cleanse the bag. Isn't that cool? I wash away any energy that is not mine to carry. I release myself from the burdens of the past. I nourish myself in a comforting golden light. I am restored. I am recharged. So she's on Etsy.com. I'm not in affiliation with her. I'm just letting you know this. Etsy.com/shop/The Prairie Moon Studio. So if you're interested at all, go for that. And she's got some really fun ones. For instance, this one, which looks like this on the front and the back, but you open it up. Bah! Isn't that adorable? Oh my God. So I'm going to put my little compass oracle in here because it's got a red. I don't have it here. I should have brought it over, but I haven't even had a chance to put it in here, but I just love this double. Oh my God. Thank you for these. These are just lovely. And I just I left a little review on the Etsy webshop, and I said, what did I say? Oh, I said, well, I don't really need to say much. I love these bags. I keep ordering more, and so I have like 8 of them now, or 6 of them at least. Anyways, I just love them. I highly encourage you to get them. And of course, the other bag recommendation I have is Peggy bags. I just love them. I love their elastic. This is my favorite thing about Peggy bags. Your decks are very secure in these. This is a little deck, but yeah. So that's one haul. Secondly, this isn't a today haul, but it's a previous haul. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I did somebody, I don't know how this came up, but somebody I was watching on YouTube was doing the Gentle Tarot, and I hadn't looked at the Gentle Tarot in a very long time. Probably because I've had it for a while, but it's not completely RWS. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff on it, and I'll tell you my dilemma last night that I ran into. It's just whatever. So, anyways, so I pulled this deck out. You're all familiar with this deck. I'll just show a couple of cards. I'm glad it's on top. This is the one I had the dilemma about, and I'll tell you why in a second. Anyways, it's a beautiful, natural, soft, huggy style deck. Right in there with the Maraloon, in my opinion, in terms of gentleness and all of that. Here's the backs. But it's a really cool deck. What am I doing? Okay. So, and I have all 3. I have the regular size, I have the linen, and the pocket. Yeah, I'm a maniac. I'm sorry. I just am. What is it? Oh my God. I swear to God, a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that I had TAS, Tarot Acquisition Syndrome. And I didn't mention it in passing, and mostly because I just thought about it in terms of ukulele acquisition syndrome, which anybody who has ukuleles knows exactly what I'm talking about. And somebody made a comment, and this was several days after I'd made the video, about TAS, laughing face, and I'm like, what, is that some kind of YouTube lingo that I don't know about? Why is it funny? And is she making fun of me? And I absolutely had no idea. And I thought, well, don't be snarky, don't, just because you don't understand what they're talking about. So I wrote back saying, I don't know what that is and why it's funny, but thanks for commenting. And then she gets back to me, she goes, Tarot Acquisition Syndrome. Hello. And she was nicer than that, but I was like, you could have been mean to me on that one because, oh my God, you're sending me my own term back and I don't even pick up on it. So my apologies to you if you're out there because that was just whatever. So I'll try to remember now when I coin little phrases, I'll try to remember what they are. So when you send them back to me, I'll remember. And appreciate the fact that you went as far in the video to see that part of it. So thank you. Anyways, so I'm looking at this deck, and I did an interview with it, which I hadn't done in a really long time. And I remember the first time I did an interview with it, it was a pretty good interview, as I recall. But I didn't, I'm pulling this out because I want to show you something that was just so funny. Okay, so And so I did another interview, and I don't know. I'm not sure if I know how to plug in a picture. If I do, I'll do that. But if I don't, let me just tell you that if I can find it, and I think I took a picture of it. Yeah. So on the how the deck describes itself, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh no, wait, that's not it. Sorry, wrong one. It's the reading from today. There it is. So how the deck describes itself, the Lovers. Or, I'm sorry, how it describes the interaction between it and me, the Lovers. How it sees itself, 9 of coins, or stones in this case, 9 of stones, 9 of coins. How it sees me, 8 of coins. The potential for us to work together, the High Priestess. Whoa, I don't think I've ever had the High Priestess fall into that position. What this deck will excel at, the Harvest of Cups, which in this deck is the King of Cups. What it will not excel at is the Root of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. Root, Knight. Knight of Wands, which is okay. And then the overall energy of of our working together, the Wheel of Fortune. Hello. I mean, it darn near brought tears to my eyes. I haven't. Am I going to be giving up any info? I don't think so. If I should. Here's a picture. Let me make it a little bigger. And here's a picture of it. Oh my God. Gorgeous. I mean, what a beautiful interview. I just thanked it all night long. I just thank you. I can't wait to work with you more. But then I was looking at the 10 of stones, 10 of coins, and I was like, well, where are the coins? Oh no, not the 10. I'm sorry. Duh. I was looking at the 9 of 9 of stones. I'm like, well, where are the stones? Because all the other stone cards have the stones. Like here, here they're all right here. I just pulled out a couple of them. Here's the 2 of stones, 2 stones right there. And this one, I'm like, where are the stones? And I went through all the stone cards, and they all have them except this one. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized, then I saw last night, because that kind of stuff just bugs me when I can't see it. And then I looked closer, and there's a little pile right here of 9 stones. I was like, okay, all is right with the world now. That 9 stones on the 9 of stones card. So I'm, whatever. I hope some of you can relate when you're looking at cards, and for one reason or another, something just is tweaked weird, and you're like, why is this like this? Like the moon in the Marshmallow Marseille. It's a beautiful card, and it's actually one of my favorite cards in that deck, but it stands out as odd. It's just the coloring. It doesn't have a lot of white space in it, which the rest of the deck does. So it's kind of like, why? Why do you know, I love it. I'm glad they did it that way, but still, it's kind of weird. So another sip, please. So along with that, I bought the big guidebook on the recommendation of somebody, and I can't remember who. This deck does not come, I left them, I don't think I have them right in front of me here, but it does come with cards that have brief descriptions on them of each of the, I don't think I have it. So it does come with some simple descriptor cards, but not very extensive. And then she does have this guidebook, the Gentle Tarot, Heal Yourself, Heal the Earth, and it is big and wordy, not obnoxiously wordy. It's just really informational wordy. So they have obviously the big full size color, and then a section about the card, a section about the artwork, the upright meaning, the reversed meaning, and the symbolism. And then she talks about when creating the card, challenges and things that she ran into. And then a very good description of the card with all the what's in each card. And I bet you if I'd gone to the 9 of Stones and looked at that, I would have figured out really quickly, which I did not, that information was probably there, and I wouldn't have had to have that weird. Or does it? It doesn't. Feel relaxed, pretty much at home, reminding us safe security. Nine of Stones rejoices at the meaning, flesh flowing water, yellow, da da da. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the stones that I can see. Of course, I'm skimming, perusing, not reading very closely, so I could be wrong. But anyways, I highly recommend this book. It opens up the deck quite a bit to you. So that's my mini haul. So my rant today is twofold. I love my little deck. Oh wait, not this one. I also love that one. But this one. Is this one? Maybe it's that one. Anyways, I pulled out a couple pocket decks today to work with them, and some of them shuffle and some of them don't. And I'm like, you know what? If you're going to make a pocket deck, use a cardstock that can be shuffled. Okay, I stand corrected on the Tarot of the Wild. This deck can be shuffled wonderfully. Yeah. Oh, you can hear it. I don't have a way to show it on camera, but yeah, shuffles great. Thank you. Appreciate that. We love you for that. The Vagabond Wild Tarot, although, which I do love, not so easy. It's gilded, so there's that. I mean, it's not clumpy like some gilding can be, but it's just, yeah, no. It's slippy slidey, and so even if you do get a shuffle, the cards get all wonky and end up having to turn them around. I'm going to try it one more time. I mean, if you really work at it, and I imagine after time it will loosen up, but that annoys me a little bit. Why did deck creators do that? If you're going to do a pocket tarot to appease someone like us with the little hands, make it so that the little hands can shuffle it, you know? I was going to compliment the Wild Unknown. If I can get the little chunky guidebook. Yeah, the Wild Unknown. Make sure I'm calling it the right thing. You all know this deck. Little pocket deck. Oops. Operator error, sorry. See? Shuffles. Thank you. Thank you, Wild Unknown. And you know who else has a awesome shuffle, and I meant to pull it out here to let you know that, and I didn't, but it's the Oak Ash and Thorns pocket. Oh, it's a dream shuffle for little decks. Not all little decks are the same. Just say that. So, and I seem to be an expert on them. So, anyways, so that's one little rant. Second rant is about deck quality. So, in 2 cases in the last week, I've received decks, brand new decks, that have flaws. Like one deck, it just looked like and interestingly enough, in both cases, it affected the Fool card. In the other one, it affected the Fool card and the King of Pentacles, so the front and the back and the last card. But in this one deck, it was just the Fool card and some random card. But it just looked like the machine had strained to get it, the printer. I don't know how these things are printed, but it had like almost a machine mark on it that affected the way it looked, and it was annoying. And I wrote the creator, and she said, "Oh my God, no problem. I'll get one in the mail to you tomorrow." Thank you. Problem solved. Not that I hate marred decks, but when you're spending upward around $40 for an indie deck or more, you expect kind of general decent quality. I'm going to muck it up on my own, but I'd rather muck it up with my Juju rather than getting a deck that's mucked up from some other Juju. So there's that. The other deck, on the other hand, had a smush on the Fool, like somebody had pushed their finger down on it. So it was crinkled and mushed. Well, I couldn't fix it. Now, I've received some decks where the first shuffle kind of delaminates something. I've had that happen. I just get my little toothpick, my little super glue, and I just put a little super glue on there, and then I take the toothpick like a rolling pin, roll it flat, let it sit there for a second. It's usually as good as new. I've never had a problem with that. But this one was smushed and crinkled, so there was nothing I could do about it. So that was the Fool. And then the King of Pentacles just hadn't been cut properly, and there was no way I could cut it properly without screwing it up completely. It just had a hunk of paper on it that was bent up. It was a hunk and then kind of bent up. It was hard to describe. So, and I kind of let it slide for a little bit, but then it just started to bug me. I'm like, no, wait a minute. I spent $45 on this thing. It should come not smushed. The quality is not here. And it bugged me enough that I finally wrote the creator. And all I was looking for was a fool, the King of Pentacles. It's not that hard. Just fix the problem area is all I'm asking for. And the creator was like, no problem, I'll send you new cards. And then I get an email this morning saying, oh, sorry, I can only send you the King of Pentacles. And I'm like, well, okay, that solves half the problem. It doesn't solve the whole problem. And I said, well, when can I expect, she didn't have one to send me. And I said, well, when will you have one to send me then? Is this a matter of time or just a matter of you're never going to send me one? She didn't really answer that question. She just said, yeah, I just don't have one to send you. I can give you a credit, $2, a $2 credit on your deck for the damage. And I'm like, $2? I mean, it's a deck. It may be 78 separate cards, but it's a one piece that involves 78 cards. That wasn't a fix to me. That was annoying. And it was all I could do not to say, well, then I'm returning it, but I don't think she accepts returns. So I wrote kind of a nasty email, and then I pulled it back. Watch my words, I know. And I said, it's too bad, because I really just, when I get frustrated with decks like that, I tend not to reach for them. They just kind of they win their way to the back of the shelf, and there goes my wasted money. And I basically said that to her. I said, it's too bad that this simple problem is turned into a hard problem, which in my opinion, it shouldn't be, but whatever. And I'm sorry that it's going to be sitting on the back shelf and not being used. Too bad for me, too bad for the deck. What a waste of money. Because it was expensive. It wasn't a cheap Amazon $20 deck, it was $40+ bucks. So then she writes back and says, well, I could give you a refund. And I'm like, I don't want a refund. I want the deck. I mean, I appreciate the refund. I assume it would involve me sending the deck back. But she didn't make that clear, and I didn't ask because at this point I was getting petty. And once again, I've had this rant before where it's this back and forth email bullshit. Sorry. But come on. Solve the problem. This is not hard. She's going to give me a refund, then break an open frickin' deck. That way you're only wasting half your money, not all of it. So anyway, she said, I'll send you a refund. And I said, I really don't want a refund. What I want, I said, if you have another deck, send me that, and I'll send this one back. And she's like, oh, I can do that. Well, frickin' A, why didn't you suggest that in the first place? I mean, I started out just wanting 2 cards. Then she's ready to refund me for the entire deck, which is not what I want because I want the deck. And it takes like 6 emails back and forth to finally agree to the fact that I'll send this deck back and she'll send me a new one. Why was that so hard? So was one example of where it's easily solved. Another example of where it's an arduous task. And as I mentioned about the frickin' what deck was that in my decks that make you uncomfortable? The Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, where the bad juju is just all over it. I know I can cleanse it, and I will. And I'll have to do it to this deck now because I'm annoyed by that. So does anybody else get annoyed by that? Does anybody else have to fight for product quality? I mean, this deck did not. I mean, it came in it's wonky cellophane, and the minute I pulled it out of the box, I went, God, I hope this is okay, because the cellophane that it was wrapped in was not on seam. It was kind of, it had clearly been through a little bit of a torque. Because the cellophane wasn't tight like most cellophane wraps are. This was kind of loose. So it's almost like I was, okay, oh God, what's going to be wrong with this deck? And sure enough, there it was, right when I opened it up, right there, right in the front. And I thought I could live with the Fool, but then when I got to the King of Pentacles, I was like, no, I can't live with this. So let me know your feelings on that, people. What, am I being overly sensitive? Should I just go with the flow? Is that what the universe is trying to tell me by giving me putting me in a situation where I have 2 decks in 1 week all have damage. And is that the universe telling me, Nancy, not everything is perfect. It never will be. Just shut up and live with it. Or is it saying this is how one way can be handled, and here's another way where it can't be handled? So that's my rant for today. I'm not going to do a reading because I already did one this morning, and it was unremarkable, I guess is the best way to put it. Nothing, and it's been that kind of day for me, basically. Had a few errands to run. They went all seamlessly and no issues there. So, yeah. There was one more thing I was going to talk about, but now I can't remember what it was. That's okay. Getting old sucks. Fleeting thoughts in and out. Anyways, I hope you're all having a great day. Please enjoy it. Enjoy the little miracles that follow around you. Look for them. They're there. And I hope you have a great tomorrow. Star and Flurry out. Bye.